Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, are you there? Hello? I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm here. I'm okay.
Like I usually mention
Okay.
of design. I think there is someone who is an expert in the field of design.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Confirm if you can hear me and if you can see me.
So let's check the YouTube. Let's be sure that it is streaming properly on YouTube. Okay.
Yes, it's streaming on YouTube. Hello.
Okay, Pascal, I've sent you the YouTube link. Sent you the. So, Mr. Pascal.
Yeah, I've seen it. I want to share it with them on the group.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. What are you doing?
Oh, hello everyone, welcome. We can see a few persons. Okay, we can see some of us joining on the YouTube. Please, if you can hear us properly, just type, leave an emoji, leave a message in the comment section. If you're here and you can hear us, you can see us. If you can hear us, okay. Good evening, Chimuke. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Please, I can see more persons joining. Can you just drop a message? Let's be sure we can hear ourselves. Let's be sure that we can see ourselves. Wait for other persons. Please just leave an emoji, a message. Let's be sure that we are together before the start. Our guest is already in the house. All right, Chiaganam Petra, you're welcome. Good evening. Thank you. Joshua, you're welcome. Is it Cheta, right? You're welcome. Okay, from FCT Abuja, you're welcome. Thank you. So please, can we remind our group members, can we remind our colleagues and so that by 10 minutes we can get started?
Hello, everyone. Hello. I hope you can hear me. It's good to have you here. Forward this link to others. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can't hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, please confirm if you can hear me. You can just type in the chat box on YouTube if you can hear me. Okay. Thank you, Petra. It's good to have you here for today's session. So please, if you don't mind, you can forward the link to your colleagues. You can forward them to your friends. Hi, Olisa. Welcome. I think it's about time that we started. It is about time that we started because it's 10 minutes past 4. So it's good to have you here again. This is the Code Anambra Student Mentorship Program. Well, day 6. So today, our topic for today will be the art of remote collaboration. Sorry, I'm breaking over here. Can you hear me?
Okay, please, Dorothy, try and attend to your network while we get started. I think your network is very poor. So if you can change your network source, that'll be good.
So
All right,
without
so we'll continue. We
wasting
continue.
much of without yes, my network.
Okay, so good afternoon again. Sorry, it's like uh Miss Dorothy is having an issue with the network. So we'll get started. We'll continue from where she stopped. So today we are wrapping up. We are approaching the end of the training. This training is supposed to end on Wednesday. Okay, yeah, if you prefer, I'll drop the Zoom link. I'll drop the Zoom link here so that if you prefer to join on Zoom, that is still okay. If you prefer to join on Zoom, I'm seeing your comments. So um just hold on, give me a minute. I will drop it on the Zoom link and then we get started. So today we have our guest speaker and she's already in the group. So we are starting right away. Our guest speaker is somehow happily the operations manager for the organization, for the partnering organization in this program. And so if you want to join through the Zoom link, there's a Zoom. If you want to join through Zoom, there's a Zoom link on the in the comment section. You can join via Zoom if that is better for you. But we need to get started, and that is what we need to do now. So we have our guest speaker for today, Mrs. Blessing Nelson, who is the head of operations at Decent Jobs, managing operations in managing operation of the organization in over 15 states and with a staff strength of over 100. So I think it is important to pay close attention to what we have to do today, since we are looking at the topic for today is collaboration, effective tools for collaboration. So how she's able to do that, to manage that number of people at the same time and still run very perfect operation, is what she would like to share with us today, because this will be important in your journey as a techie. What are the things you need to know? How do you manage if you're working remotely? Some of us, you're getting into organizations and into spaces where you'll be working for organizations in another continent altogether. So how are you going to manage that? How are you going to harmonize the time differences, the reporting, the project progression, and all of that? So these are the things we expect to hear and learn from her today, and we hope you pay close attention. So um, with no further ado, I think we have a lot of persons already here, so let's get started. We will be welcoming Mrs. Blessing Nelson, the head of operations, Decent Job Tech Limited. Please, Ms. Blessing, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can
Good
everybody hear
evening.
me?
Good evening. Please, if you can hear her, leave a
Okay.
comment in the comment section. Okay, yes.
Uh, all right. So, like you said, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Hello, Testing Nelson, and for Decent Job Tech Skills Limited. And it's been right skills as that, like you said, I'm going to be sharing with us. And our conversation is going to be very interactive today because I'm going to be asking questions and I'm going to be getting responses. So you can't see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right. So the topic for today is the art of remote collaboration, thriving in a virtual workspace environment. So the introduction. I said in today's digital world, working effectively without learning the art of remote collaboration is almost impossible because you're going to be in one continent or one part of the world and you're going to be working in another continent, sometimes in another part of the world, sometimes within the same country, but in different states, sometimes within the same. So, in recent times, I think since COVID, before COVID, we very frequently, we don't find it very frequently. We don't see it. It's very rare to, to hear somebody say, I work remotely. I don't think it was very normal at the time. That was before COVID. But then the world has to move on, right? So find a way to work so that organizations will workspaces, these labs. So what do they need to do? They had to look for is I think some of these collaborative tools came on board in this during COVID because people had to start thinking out of the box. What can we do to ensure that we, know, we work effectively? What can we do to ensure that we're still maintaining the business, even though we're not in the same physical? That was what the whole working remote. That today, is there a space to work remotely? Can I work people work remotely? Now, for us here, we've been trained very important to look for jobs, even if it's not in the location where you are. You can be in, and I can be in anywhere in the world or in anywhere in Nigeria, and you have other locations. as long as we have a remote work page, you can earn a living sitting in front of your house. So what is remote collaboration? Remote collaboration is a process at which geographic distance is removed as a deterrent to teamwork. It's not, you're not a worker because you're not coming to the office. You can be a real worker. Like when I mean you can be a real 9 to 5, just sitting in a workspace that you have created for yourself, attending meetings, doing all the things that being in a physical workspace would enable you to do. You will be in that space. You will work. You will do everything that you need to do. You will lead whatever team you need to lead. You do whatever you need to do. So if it facilitates communication and productivity among a dispersed, achieve a common goal. In remote collaboration is the process of working together a team from different locations. So there's something interesting about remote. Since you work with people that you probably never ever meet in life, except for the fact that maybe you now because of your work relationship, working remotely, you now get to you after when it's not like within the life with them, like you have a relationship, maybe you guys can now decide to say, okay, something like that. Aside those, probably you can see them for meetings where we have to show our faces, so you don't know that their natural. You can't hear me, or that is low. Which of them? Sorry about that. That the feedback is I'm going to find a way to and have a wonderful time together. Can you confirm that you can hear me? You can't hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm sorry. We are in Nigeria, of course. And this is one of the things we are still going to talk about when you have to work remotely. So um, remote collaboration enables individuals and teams to work together despite being physically separated from each other. Remote collaboration in a virtual workspace is more than just video calls. It's about creating a culture of trust. Like I said, you're going to have to meet people you will never, probably might never ever see in your life, but you work with them. It means that you're working with them, you're sharing documents, you're sharing information. It means that you will trust them. It means that there has to be a level of transparency, and it has to be like an efficiency despite your physical distances. So I hope you got that. I hope you got the meaning of remote collaboration. Hope you got that. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next point, which is which key elements of remote collaboration. What are the things that you make? What are the things that we need to probably properly and efficiently collaborate remotely. So the first thing here is leveraging the right where you're not seeing anyone physically. You're not in a physical workspace. You can't walk to someone's table and say, hey, give me this file, or hey, what's up with this project, or you can't do that. So what you need to use to be able to properly and effectively carry out your job as a remote worker, without the right tools, remote collaboration will be a highly cold. You will be frustrated, trust me. So remote workers, your managers, your whatever, to assigning and receiving tasks, to your direct line manager, monitoring your task, to getting your work done, and to giving feedback and reporting will be very difficult. So, like I said, during COVID, people had to find tools, come up with
Okay, I've just been informed that she's trying to switch network to something else because of the breakage. So please just hold on. His blessing will be back shortly. And this time around, hope the network will be better.
hey. Okay, can everybody hear me now?
Yes, it looks clear, though
All right.
your
So
video
if
is
you can
not
hear me
open yet.
on YouTube, everybody, please kindly confirm that you can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm sorry for the breaking transmission. So okay, so go ahead. Um, I said from communication with remote workers to assigning and monitoring tasks to getting work done and reporting is going to be very difficult. So thankfully, we have lots of tools available that ensure that remote collaboration is easy. And some of the tools are communication platforms or communication tools. We have the Microsoft Teams, where I can easily just chat with a co-worker that we're working remotely, maybe somebody that is working on a project with me or working on a document with me. I can just easily, hi, how far can I get the document or something? You get, so you can easily, these are tools that you can easily communicate with your colleagues. And we have the Zoom, Microsoft Teams. You all have, it's also a video conferencing tool. Zoom is the same thing as well. That's part of what we're using for this mentorship program, because I'm sure that's what we actually use. Teams, Zooms, we use them for our classes as well. So your tutor can be in Benue State, and your classes, and you are in Anambra, you are in Lagos, wherever, and you're taking your classes. So I'm just using that as an example. So you know, these tools just make us feel like we're not missing anything by not being physically present, right? So we have the Google Meets, you have Proof Hub, we have Skype, we have GoToMeetings, we have Trello, we have Slack, etc. Now it is left. I was going to say it's left to you as a remote worker to take your time. These tools are available online. You can surf the net, you can get any of these tools, study them. If you're somebody that really wants to do remote work, you have to get these tools. This When you go for interviews, they will ask you, what collaborating tools are you familiar with? You cannot say none because you're not ready. If you say now that you're here, this is the best time to make use of these tools, to get there, to get acquainted with these tools, because without these tools, I'm not sure that you're going to, anybody is going to want to hire you, because I mean, how on earth are you supposed to work if you're not familiar with any of these? So, check out from time to time. You can surf the net, check out some of these tools that you would learn. Take your time. You can also go to YouTube and find about these tools there. You can go to YouTube and browse, type how to use Trello, how to use Skype, study, learn. That way you're equipping yourself for, you're preparing. They said preparation leads opportunities, success is achieved. So in that way, you're preparing yourself for what you will meet when you start going for interviews, when you start submitting proposals. Maybe if you're trying to get a job on ClickUp or on what's this remote platform where you get remote jobs. If you're trying to get a job there, you they will ask you some of these tools that you're familiar with. So it's very important that before you get to that point where you're submitting your CVs and you're trying to get jobs there, it's important that you get acquainted, familiarize yourself with these tools. So you have project management tools like Trello, G Suite. Now, a lot of us look down on this G Suite, this Google Workspace, G Suite that we're talking about. You have lots of tools that you can, if you're very familiar with the Google Workspace, I think there is no collaborative tools that you will not be familiar with Google Workspace. People just take it, it's just email now, is a drive, is this. I mean, this is like a complete remote work space. Complete. It has a calendar where you can organize your stuff. It has everything. Now, if you're looking to go into um, um, virtual assisting, they call them like virtual assistants. I've been privileged to go through their training. I'm actually a certified virtual assistant with ALX. But like, if they'll tell you that, in fact, the first collaborative tool that you should get familiar with is G Suite. You should get used to that one, because if you are used to G Suite, you already have like the one or two about what to do and how to navigate these tools. So when you start seeing the rest, it's just like a walkover. You now get to see, okay, and most of them have calendars as well. So that's what I'm saying, that if you get used to G Suite, there's a calendar there, there's a storage facility there, there is an email system there. There is a lot that you can do. There is the document, there is the sheet, there is a lot. All right, there's a lot that you can do with the G Suite. There's Asana, there's also ClickUp, there's also Teamwork, there's Project Manager, there's Hubstaff, there's Zoho Project, there's Jira, etc. Now, with these tools, whoever you're working with, either your direct line manager or the person that has employed you, with these tools, they're able to assign tasks to you, talk to you. So sometimes they even use it as your attendance. So every morning when you wake up and you log in, it's like, oh, okay, you're present at work today. That's the thing. So they can be anything. They can use it as anything. So it's very important that we get used to these tools. They are very important collaborative tools. We have video conferencing tools. We also have, like in video conferencing tools, we also have Microsoft Teams, we have Zoom, we have Google Meet, we have Skype, we have the rest of them. So email, you have um, Gmail, you have Zoho Mail. I'm sure a lot of us don't know about Zoho Mail. So this is another email system that you can use, and that's where you still have Zoho projects. You have Zoho Mail. You have Zoho writing tools. You have a lot of things on Zoho as well. So you can collaborate on Zoho. So the Zoho Mail, we have the um, Gmail, you have Yahoo, you have uh, other mailing systems that you can use. Instant messaging. Now I know somebody. Let me share this small story. We went for a training somewhere. We're doing like a professional training. So the facilitator asked, "Who? What's the best messaging tool that you can quickly use to work when when you need to reach out to some of your colleagues?" And also they were asking a lot of us in the class at the time. So someone said WhatsApp, and the facilitator was asking, "Is it only WhatsApp?" He said, "WhatsApp is easier for me. WhatsApp is the best for me. In my organization, my boss likes WhatsApp. It's only WhatsApp he uses, and all of that." So it was, the facilitator found it funny, but then again, it's an instant messaging tool. You can have groups on WhatsApp. You can talk on WhatsApp. You can have, thankfully, what's the improving now, you can have group calls on WhatsApp, even if it's not as touch and as professional as Zoom and then Google Meet and all of that. They don't have the same features that will make the call very interesting, lively, and other things like Zoom. You can record meetings, you can do a lot of things there. So it's WhatsApp calls don't have it, but at least these are on a low level. These are messaging and collaborative tools that we can use. I hope that is clear. If it is, please let me know on the comment section. Okay, so we'll move on to the next key element, document sharing. So we have lots of document sharing tools, cloud-based storage devices, and platforms that we can also use as collaborative tools, and as a means of working effectively as a remote worker. So for an example, you need to share a document with me, and I need to keep it somewhere so that when I need it for work, I can easily access it. And also, that's why we have the Google Drive. There's a Google Drive, there's Dropbox, and the rest of them there that you can use to store documents. To enable, I said using cloud-based storage and document sheets, presentation, and other files. Now, I work with let's say, about 10 to 15 thereabouts people remotely. Now, there are people that I don't, I have never met. I don't know them from anywhere. But when you hear us having conversations, you think this person is well in the same workspace. You get, and then they share documents with me. I share documents with them. That is I don't know them. Like I don't know if you tell me where do they live. I don't know. But these documents are not in their direct possession. These documents are in a cloud where we save them, we store them. I can easily go there and access it. It has a lock, it has a password, it has a secure facility. But if you don't have the password to that cloud based storage, you cannot access documents from there. So, one of the key elements of collaborating remote collaboration is, document sharing. We use cloud-based storage and document sharing platforms to enable real-time collaboration on documents. Now, another interesting thing is I can be working on a document and add a lot of people. They don't have to be present. You can all work on that document together. In times past, you say, okay, come and work on this thing. All of us will gather. I remember when I was doing my IT, they'll give us a task and we'll all just gather on the table and everybody's bringing ideas, everybody is doing stuff. So in remote collaboration, when you have a document to work on, when you have a project to work on, you can just create a document and add all the people as far as they have a working email. As long as they have a working email address, you can just add them all, and then all of you can work on the document. You can make them editors, you can make them commenters, you can make them viewers. It depends on what their role is. So if the person is supposed to impute um his own knowledge or share ideas and all of that, I can make the person an editor. So when the person has idea, the person can also be writing at the same time when I'm writing. We can all just, but if I just want the person to view it and tell me what she thinks, I just can make the person a viewer. If I want the person to view and then tell me what the person thinks, or maybe just, yes, view and tell me what the person thinks, I can just make the person a commenter. You just comment on what I've said. Comment on this thing. Please, edit this, or this is not properly written or something. You comment there, I will see your comment, I will correct it, and the document will be all right. So another element of remote collaboration is well defined. So we set objectives for projects and tasks. When you are a remote worker, I think normally on a weekly basis, it depends on the arrangement with whoever has employed you. You get your set goals for the week or set goals for the month, projects and tasks, and then you either go and do your breakdown of the goals into manageable chunks or for you, whatever work, and then aligning team members' efforts towards common objectives. So you're working on this, you're working on this, you're working on that. Everybody has what their goals are, what I am to do, their tasks are. But at the end of the day, what am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to achieve more clients, right? I'm trying to, as somebody that has employed you to work for me remotely. So what is the goal at the end of the day? Also, all of you are working on different tasks and everything, but then to achieve a common goal and objective. Task management. Implementing task management tools to assign tasks, track progress, and ensure accountability among team members. That is part of the element of remote collaboration. So as a remote worker, you're assigned tasks, and then your direct line manager manages your task. Assign tasks to you, follow you up, ensures that you do it. You do your reporting and all of that. So they track your progress, and then they ensure that you're able to report back on what you have done. Now you can have documents like monthly performance review documents. You can have that on either Excel or Google Sheets. But Google Sheets is better because in Google Sheets I can always share with a lot of people. If I have 5 people working in my team, I can do like a monthly performance review sheet and then add them there. And that's currently what we use. Add them there, and everybody is writing. I assign tasks to you. You go there, you see it, you write what you have done. I am tracking what you're doing. With providing that NPR sheet, I'm tracking your work. If I go there every day and I see that you haven't done anything or you haven't reported anything, it would, it's a cause for concern for me. I'm going to have to raise an alarm. I've given you this task since so and so day. Why haven't you done it? So these are some of the things that you would see or experience as a remote worker. Adaptability, embracing flexibility in work hours and location. Today, it might be 2 hours. Tomorrow, it might be 5 hours. Next tomorrow, it might be another location. Whatever it is, be ready to adapt. Embrace the flexibility that comes with working remote. there's already lots of benefits attached to working remote. So, but you have to embrace the flexibility that works with it. Sometimes your hours have to change because you know um, time zones have changed. You know, so um, whatever the 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 whatever the peculiarity of the job is, accept it. Accommodating different time zones and working styles, that's it. So you can, for an example, as a remote worker or a virtual worker, you can work 3 jobs. You can literally work 3 jobs. So now it's now how you adapt. You try to adapt to all of them that makes you succeed. Sometimes it's daunting. Sometimes you're good with one. Sometimes because with the hustle, Nigerians we like hustling a lot. So you might want to say, okay, I work here 2 hours. You have 24 hours in a day. I know people that work remote that sometimes work 17 hours, but it's not just one job. It's not one job. They have like 3 different jobs that they do. Okay, I have 24 hours in a day. I can sleep for 3 hours, 4 hours. The remaining one with this and they do. I need to hustle. You get. And some of these jobs they are in other countries where you have to work with their time zones. So you have to be able to adapt. So fostering community, creating opportunities for social interaction, virtual social interaction. Like I said, you work with lots of people that you don't know, and then you form bonds, you form friendships, you form working relationships, recognizing and celebrating achievements, building a sense of belonging among team members. These are part of the things that you will see as elements of virtual or remote collaboration. For those of us that are interested, I particularly think that it's very interesting. I particularly think so. It's a very interesting thing to do because I mean we'll go to the benefits. So let's just move on. Who is a virtual worker? So a virtual worker stroke employee is someone who provides services remotely. A virtual worker is an individual who performs their job duties remotely, often from a location outside of a traditional office setting. Virtual workers leverage technology such as computers, internet access, and tools to complete their tasks and collaborate with colleagues, clients, or customers. They may work from home, co-working spaces, or other remote locations, allowing them flexibility in their work schedules and environment. Today, I can decide to say I want to stay in my house and work. I mean, you're not required, if you're a complete remote worker, you're not required to even, to come into the office space. Now, there are so many organizations that don't really have an office space. Now, what they do is if we want to have like a meeting once every month, they can hire a space. All of you will come in there after that day till the next meeting. They don't have a place they are paying rent for or the place that they have bought or they've hired as a working space. You get. So today you can decide that okay, I want to stay in my house and work. Tomorrow you can decide that okay, the lights in my house, especially this light situation now, the lights in my house is not favorable to me. Let me go to one of my friends' office and go and sit down. That's just the beauty about it. It's flexible. You can do your work from anywhere as long as you deliver your job. That's it. So we're going to go to the benefits of virtual workspace. We already talked about flexibility. So flexibility allows you to work whenever, wherever. Nobody is calling you. Nobody is calling you to ask you, um, where are you? Where are you working from? That's not their business. What their business is that are you delivering your job? So it's your prerogative to work from anywhere. You get, and then time and cost savings. Time savings in the sense that before you commute like before you move from your house to where you are working, sometimes it's 1 hour, right? So in that 1 hour you're able to do something with yourself, with your life. you know it's also save cost in the sense that the transportation that you're using to move from space to space. Imagine you, for an example, you're working in a place where you have to take you have to have take 3 vehicles before you get to your working space. You know how much that cost you. So you have to this virtual workspace or being a virtual worker, it would help you save costs. So if you calculate the money you would have used for transportation every month, although now in this Nigeria, if you check transportation and check the cost of fuel, I don't know the one that is I don't know the one that is better for us. So, but basically, you probably, as a remote worker, probably might not be working every day in the week. So it will still save you some cost. It will save you money because right now with the increment in the fuel and then the time and everything, you discover that it's going to be very it's going to be very easy for you as a virtual worker. So increase productivity. Now, in a work environment, there are distractions, right? There are distractions. A colleague is talking to you, or a colleague is gisting, and it's like or people are moving around you. There are lots of distractions. So, as a virtual worker or working in a virtual um, workspace, you have increased productivity because those distractions are not, you're exempted from such distractions. Nobody is talking to you. Sometimes you're just in your space, and I don't know if it happens to a lot of us. Sometimes when you are alone, you're really literally doing something alone, and your head is in that thing. It's your head, as in your head is just in that thing. You discover that you don't even know when time, you don't know when time will fly. You don't know, you cannot tell how long you have spent on that job. Do you understand? So, but if you're in the office, somebody's calling you, oh, somebody wants to see you, oh, that somebody needs your attention, oh, hey, before you know it, you're distracted. You're not able to do as much as you would do if you're alone in your own space working. So you do better, or you do more when you are alone in your space working, than when you're in an environment where people will stress you, where people will disturb you. All right. So it would help you improve your work-life balance. Now, you have a timing, of course. Not every remote worker works 9 to 5, or works 8 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, whatever. So you have your time. So for the time that you're not really busy, you can easily just do something else. You're able to just have the time to balance your life, your personal life, and your work life. You get coming to the office every day. I'm not even kidding you. Coming to the office every day from 8:30, sometimes 9 o'clock till 5. Before you be getting home past 6, you literally don't have, the whole day is spent. You don't have time for yourself. But if you're in a place where you are in control of your time, and you're in control of your space, and you're in control of your activities, you discover that you're able to balance your life. Because some of us that come into the office every day and all of that, there are some of the things about our personal lives that are suffering. So, but balancing it now becomes serious struggle. But when you're a remote worker, you're able to really just, you can be in transit and somebody will just send you a message. You understand? Like, you can be in transit, you can, or be attending to something else. As long as your phone is with you or your laptop is constantly open in your workspace, you just hear a beep from on your phone, or your laptop beeps you or notifies you that you have a message. You quickly come and check. You quickly attend to it, and you go back to another thing that you're doing. You get, so it's very easy. Now, enhance collaboration and communication. You get to collaborate with people. You get learn things, share ideas. That's, I mean, there's no taking out this from remote work. As a virtual worker, you cannot overemphasize the fact that you're able to share your ideas, meet people that would share ideas with you. You share your own ideas. You give. You're able to improve. Yourself. You're able to also share ideas that can improve the work and improve others. You get, and then you communicate. See, for virtual, if you're a bad communicator, I'm sure that virtual work will be a no-no for you. You cannot be a terrible communicator and succeed as a virtual worker, because you would always have to report. You would always have to, you know, go to your preferred messaging app or whatever app you use to communicate. Now, you're always checking. You always check if there are things that are sometimes somebody can just drop a message and tag you. You don't see it on time and you don't do it. Tomorrow you come and say, oh, I didn't see it. Why? Why did you see it? So you're constantly on that platform, you're constantly communicating, you're constantly getting instructions, you're constantly checking your messages, you're constantly responding. And as a virtual worker, it's important that you respond as promptly as possible to any message that is directly is that directly sent to you, or any message that you're tagged to. It's very important that you do that. Now, it provides an avenue to meet more talents, learn and grow. There's no overemphasizing that as well. So you meet people. See, most people that want to work remote, there are people that they have so many things they are doing that commuting, coming to the office, sitting down, and all of that will take their time. So they are brain boxes, most of them. I mean, I know not all, but like most of them. And so sometimes it's okay that you get to meet some of these people, and then you get to learn, you get to grow, you familiarize yourself with a lot of things. Someone like me, I know how much I have grown, with managing people in different locations and working with people in different locations and being able to organize things from different locations. Like I said, there's no overemphasizing the fact that you will learn and you will grow. And then again, I want to buttress this point. If you're a bad communicator, please work on your communication skills, because you're going to have to learn how to communicate properly when you are a virtual worker. So now, how to thrive in a virtual workspace. Um, you have to set up a okay. So before we talk about how to thrive in the virtual workspace, it's not here, but I'll just say, by heart. We have disadvantages of being a remote worker, the whole remote thing. There are lots of disadvantages. So I don't know about you guys where you are in your different locations, but I know that here, um sometimes power supply is the problem. All right, so internet access, network as we call it, is a terrible thing. Sometimes you can be on a call, and maybe you're the one presenting and your network just goes off. How do you deal with that? How do you handle that, especially when you're working with people that are in another, like, diaspora, people that are in another country? If you're working with a person in Nigeria, it's easy for the person to understand that now we all of us now in this country, they affect. So they understand that sometimes network can go off, sometimes things can happen. But then, if you are working with people abroad, of course, you know that those ones there, it's always, everything is always, the system there works, and then they're always, they have access to good internet facilities there. So they don't understand what you mean by I don't have network. I mean, are you really ready to work? You get. So I don't know. These are some of the disadvantages that we might experience in working virtually. So sometimes it's important that you look for, if you're a remote worker, yeah, and for the number of hours that you're going to be working on that job. And in recent times, I think people now have office spaces where you can rent for like about 1,000 naira, 2,000 a day, or workspace. Set up a comfortable workspace. Sometimes you can get
Okay, so please let's hold on. I've noted some of the questions in the group. She will rejoin. I think she has had a network breakage again, but she will rejoin and we will attend to the questions before we leave. So just hold on. Okay, she's trying to rejoin back.
But you could hear me now. Could you hear me all the while I was talking?
No, we're not hearing you, but we can hear you now. Please. We've not been
You
hearing
couldn't
you for
hear
over 3
me.
minutes now.
Okay,
No,
you
we
couldn't hear me
couldn't.
for over 3 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what was the last thing you heard so that I can know where to pick up from.
I want to be sure that we are. Please confirm what was the last thing you heard. Yes, you're rounding up now. What was the last thing you heard? Okay, the questions in the group are about how to get remote jobs. So just start from that area. Just start from the.
Okay, so I'll need to finish my slides first before we go to the questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So please just keep bringing your questions. I'll attend to them as fast as I can. Okay, so I said communicate regularly, clearly and effectively. Sometimes I don't know if we have this problem. Um, if you're chatting with someone, like for an example, you're chatting with a friend or you're chatting with somebody, do you realize that you can easily get misunderstood? right? We can easily get misunderstood if we are um, talking with a friend, chatting with a friend. You probably will say something and with a different instance, but because it's over the chat, they can hear something else. Do you understand? So it's always important that if you don't understand something, please don't just assume things because you're not seeing them, because you're not, you're not physically with them or you're not on the phone. If it's a messaging app you're using to collaborate or to talk, you can always ask questions. There is no getting it wrong with asking questions. Where you actually get it wrong is when you assume. Where you get it wrong is where you assume. So you cannot get it wrong with asking questions. So please, there is no room for assumptions. No room for assumptions. Communicate regularly, clearly, and effectively. Now, protect against burnout. Balance work life and personal life. Take out time for self care. You know why I'm saying this? Because it's bad enough that you don't come into the office. You're not here. You're not in the office every day. So people don't know what's up with you, right? So, but if you break down and you have to miss work for some days, it's a problem, right? It's a problem. So you'd have to try as much as possible to ensure that you avoid burnout. Because we Nigerians, I know us, we are hustlers. And now I'm talking to the people from the east. Most of us here, I'm sure, everybody here, in fact, because it's called Anambra, of course, is for the good youths of Anambra State. So we like money. We're all business inclined. We want to do this thing and get it over and done with, and make money and all of that. But remember that if you have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, it's more time, and it takes more time, and it will make you burn out early. You will get tired easily. Sometimes you will not cope. So just look for something that works for you to be able to avoid burnout. Then learn new skills and tools. I just said it. I said it before, in the beginning when I started this presentation. I said these things are things you should know. Now, you can be using, okay, let's say you're used to Google, like Google Meet, maybe for video conferencing. You're used to Google Meet. There's something stopping you from learning how to use Zoom. Maybe, just maybe the organization you're working for as a remote worker, they are only used to Google Meet, right? But because you are able to learn about these things, get look for easier ways to carry out your tasks. Now, in working as a virtual, maybe working remotely or as a virtual worker, what you should be looking for is how to work smart. How to work smart. This time around, hardworking person always looking for the most difficult ways to carry out simple tasks. They pay. Sorry to use the vernacular. They pay. That's not where we are now. That's not where the world is now. These tools are available for you, so you're able to work smart. Now, if you're using tools that are very tedious, or you're trying to do tedious work with maybe manually or something, and there are tools available for you, the chances are that what you can achieve with using these tools to work in less time, you can decide to use your old way of doing things and not even achieve anything for the day. So if I use these tools that have been made available for me, I can do a lot of things in less than an hour. You want to dey work hard. You want them to say you're a hard worker, and at the end of the day, you're not productive. Wetin you gain? Do you understand my point? So it's okay that you learn new skills and tools. Now, there's nothing stopping you from, okay, sir, I just found a new tool we can use for video conferencing. It's called Zoom. It's called Trello. Really, yes. I've been making lots of research. Now, how does that sound? Now, imagine you as an employee, you know, hearing this kind of ideas from someone that, sometimes someone you just employed for like, let's just say 2 3 months now, but because you're always looking for ways to upskill and looking for new tools to learn and new things to learn and how, and then you bring these ideas and like, this person is very efficient. Do you understand? And to be honest, it will give you a leverage. It will give you an edge over every other person there, because this person, whoever has employed you, would say, "Oh, this person is, very good. This person is open to learning. This person is always making researches to know how or to learn how to work better." Now, what people want is for you to be productive. Anyhow they want to do it is not their business. Anyhow you want to do it, just go and do it. Just be productive. If I say do this, give me my results. However you want to bring it, it's your business. All right, so it's very important that you learn new skills and tools. Always seek feedbacks and learn to collaborate with colleagues. Seek feedbacks. Don't think that you're doing it and you're doing it right. Don't always think that you're doing it right. I've done this thing, it's okay, it's correct. This thing I've done is correct. No, seek feedbacks from your colleagues. Seek feedbacks from your direct line manager. When you, for example, you say draft a proposal. For some of you that are going to be virtual assistants, you're going to be executive secretaries to big managers in different parts of the world. These are things that you do for them. You write letters, you write proposals, you do correspondence and all of that. And they say maybe write a proposal for me. Your boss says write a proposal for me, and you write a proposal. Don't just write it and send it. Eh? Don't allow your village people to get you. In that one, when you finish writing it, look for somebody else that can proofread for you. Now, in your eyes, you might not see some mistakes that you might think, I don't kill him. I don't do this one. This one is going to be very pleased. If you don't give it to somebody else to help you proofread before sending it, chances are that your boss will be more disappointed than how he will be impressed. That is just the truth of the matter. So don't kill yourself by yourself. Don't assume that you've gotten it right. Please look for somebody that will give you feedback. How is this thing? Or maybe when you've done something, go and ask your direct line manager or a colleague, how did it go? You maybe, for an example, you have to make a presentation online and you finish. You can quickly chat somebody that is your colleague that maybe you're comfortable with. How did that go? You get, how did that go? Oh yes, but next time you can do it like this, you can do it like this. You have learned, trust me. The next time you will be better at it. But don't be there's something I want to speak in Igbo, but let me respect myself. So don't be I know it all. Do you understand? Don't be I know it all. Always seek feedback. Learn to collaborate with people. Don't be I am a man of myself. I don't laugh with people. I don't do these things. No. You're going to have to you will shoot yourself in your leg at the end of the day. So stay organized. Stay organized. Use tools to organize your work schedule, meetings, calls, and general work routine. Stay organized though. Don't be saying, "Oh, my goodness, this meeting was, oh my goodness, yesterday. Oh, sir, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, sir. I forgot the meeting." Wow. When there's something like Google Calendar that you can always put your meetings, really, I'm not sure you're ready. That's just going to be the response that you will get. And you might not succeed. You might not stay in that virtual space for a long time. You have to go and be applying for physical jobs because it's not your calling. All right. So please use tools to organize your work schedule, meetings, calls, and general work routines. It would help you attend meetings on time. It will help you prepare if you have to maybe prepare a presentation or anything. It will just help you organize your life. Before every other person is looking for what to do, you're already hands on. You're good. So please, if you have meetings every Tuesdays and Thursdays as a remote worker, put it in your calendar there. Tell Google, remind me 30 minutes before the time. And then when it's time, Google will help you. It's there for you. It's your best friend. Please use it properly. And then set clear goals and deadlines. Now, when you're giving a task, tell yourself, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this, I'm going to deliver. Don't wait until they call you to ask you, have you completed this? Have you done this? Have you done that? I beg you, you have to be proactive. As a virtual worker, it's bad enough, like I said, that you're not coming in physically. There are some organizations that, because of the whole transportation and the whole issue in the country, it's like they're pressing their neck to agree for remote work. So they're already angry and you're not even coming in. I'm speaking like for some of us in Nigeria. Some of our Nigerian employers, they're not nice, you understand? So, but then what I'm saying is, if they decide to allow you work remotely, it's not from their innermost hearts, they pain them small. So it's okay that you don't let them call you all the time to ask you for um, job deliveries and all of that. Please. So it's very important that you set your goals by yourself. If they give you a task, set your goals. In so and so time, I have a colleague, I have a colleague here, we work together. When you give her a task, she'll ask you, when do you want it? Now, in that is, I find that very interesting because it's going to her is, I have to set a goal for myself. I have to set a deadline. So when do you want it? Now, when do you want it is, I want to deliver before you want it. Do you understand? So she's going to go deliver it before the time. If you tell her, okay, today is Monday, okay, but if you tell her, I need this job by Wednesday, by Tuesday afternoon, it's delivered. So if there are other things you need to do, maybe corrections or anything, there's ample time. Do you understand? There's ample time to rework it before the deadline. So please set clear goals and deadlines for yourself so that it will enable you to deliver work in time and effectively. So for my conclusion, being in a virtual workspace environment requires a blend of technological prowess, effective communication strategies, and a strong sense of community. By mastering the art of remote collaboration, you can achieve your goals and succeed in a different questions. So thank you, Mr. Collins. Over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Blessing. Thank you for the detailed presentation. Thank you so much. Can we say thank you in the comment section? And just type thank you. We'll take note of the questions. Let's thank and appreciate our guest. Um, she actually did speak from her heart if you paid attention. And it was not just saying things, it was not just reading from a script or from the presentation slide. So thank you very much. I want to know if the moderator is ready. Is Dorothy was check on the question? Dorothy have just all right. Yes.
Hello.
So your network is not letting you. Okay, so all right, we can hear you now. Please go on.
Okay, so thank you, Mrs. Blessing, for the insightful session. So I'm going to read out the questions that have been dropped on the live chat. So our first question is, please, can you mention some platforms where we can get this remote work from Chiamaka Okapo?
Okay.
And then the second question from Chimwe A says, how may we get into this remote work for someone that wants to do this work, ma?
Okay, so Mrs. Blessing.
Right. Okay. So there are quite a number of platforms that you can go to to get remote jobs. I hope you can hear me. Okay, so one of the ones that I know that are really good is there's Upwork. You get, but you'd have to um, get around the details around the system, how it works and all of that. It's a little rigorous. I would It's a little rigorous, I would have to confess. But if you're serious, um, I'm sure by the time you send out maybe CVs to your CV to like 10 to 15 companies, I'm sure, and if they are properly done. Now, another thing that would help you is if you're looking for a remote job on these platforms. Like I said, I say one is Upwork, another one is Indeed. All right, so you can actually go on the net and surf um, platforms, just platforms for remote jobs and all. So you can get, but most of these platforms, they will give you jobs that you can work, as in they'll give you clients abroad though. So when you're looking for some of these jobs, please be careful to notice their time zones. Some of us here that I'm sure most of us here, some of us are married, and we have a family. So you don't want somebody you don't want somebody giving you work to do from 1 a.m. or 12 a.m. or so. I don't know, when maybe you have to wake up early in the morning to prepare your kids for school or something. So please, you have to also be very careful with the time zones, and then you have to be able to learn how the platform works. It doesn't work. It's not a straight, simple thing. So, and then you have to also tailor your CV to every organization that you are applying for these jobs to. You get, I cannot employ you. Maybe I'm looking for a digital marketer or social media manager, and you're telling me that you know how to do what's it called now? Let me say you are a data entry specialist. Do you understand? And you're giving me a CV for data entry, and you're applying for social media manager. It's not going to work. Nobody's going to call you. You get, so you can go to the internet and get some of these browse some of these platforms. But the ones that I'm very familiar with is Upwork, Indeed. All right. So before you start applying, please get somebody. If you cannot do it yourself, I think it's 2025. There are people that do it for 2025. They tweak your CV for you. So for every time you want to apply, you just go and tweak it a bit. If you have like an idea of what they are doing and you feel like you can do it, you tweak it a bit to be able to suit their needs. All right. So that's basically it. I don't know if I answered your question.
Okay,
So
so let me
for
also
the
add
rest,
to
sorry,
that.
for the rest aside Indeed and Upwork, you can also get on the internet. Okay, Mr. Collins.
Okay, yeah, so I wanted to mention those ones too. So the Indeed is also a good tool, especially if you are based abroad. The other day I saw somebody joining from somewhere. I know people in the UK and even in the US. Indeed is like the easiest place to go for both remote and on-site jobs. Also, you can make use of LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn has option. You can, if you paid attention to the teaching the other day when Mr. Ken was teaching about how to use or how to harness your LinkedIn presence, you discover that it is also possible to use. You can check your filter. You can set your filter to select only remote jobs and apply. If you get them, you can work remotely, and those things they work. I've gotten jobs there remotely before. There are a lot of them. Fiverr, there are a whole lot. So just go check. There's remote.com. There are a lot of them. You need to also check because there are a lot of scammers too. Once you're interested in remote jobs, so make sure that you filter properly. Pay attention. You don't need to pay to get a job. If you're getting any remote job and they're telling you you have to buy this, you have to pay, it is most likely a scam. And there are a lot of them once you get into the system. So you can pay close attention or try to read more on that. I'm sure will be good. So I don't know if there are any other question, Miss Dorothy, do you have any other question? So somebody was saying, how do we get?
There are no other questions from this end. It's a repetition of
Repetition of the same.
what was asked already.
Okay.
Yes.
Getting full slide of today's. Please, Mrs. Blessing, if you're comfortable sharing your slide, you can make it available so that we share. Somebody is asking for it in the group.
Okay, that's fine. I'll make it available and they'll share it on the group if you want it.
All right. So thank you. So I think with this, we are all good. Everyone has been, I don't think there's any question that has not been attended to. So thank you very much. Now, so this is just the brief announcement. Tomorrow, we are still going to have a session, and on Wednesday is going to be the grand finale. It's going to be the final day. This morning, we shared the exam questions, the exam link in the group for some persons. We discovered that a whole lot of persons missed the exams the last time, and so we reshared it. So if you missed it the last time, this is your opportunity to retake the exam. It's your opportunity to make up for what you missed. So please make sure that you take the question, you do the exams, talk to your classmates who missed the exams the last time to take them. So between now till Wednesday, we need to be done with that, because we need to see your score and check and grade before you get your certificate. Also, if you have not done your business registration and any of those assignments, you need to get them done. I don't want to hold brief for the government and the government of Professor Charles Soludo. However, we are pushing to see how some kind of benefit can come in at the end of this program, which is not in our hands. We are only going to make the suggestions, but I'm sure that if it goes through, it will be coming from these persons. It will be coming from the government, and they will be making use of the data we provide. So please, anything that you need to do, make sure you do that. Do the exams. We're also going to send a final form where you are supposed to just respond and tell us a key thing or the major thing you benefited or you learned from this program, the entirety of the program. You're going to have the form either tomorrow or Wednesday before the close of the mentorship session. You're going to have the form. If you have not submitted your business registration, the form is still there. We'll reshare it so that if you have registered, if you started a business, if you got the job, whatever thing, progress that you've made, you can just give a feedback there, and I'm sure we will. Okay. So I'm sure we will. I was reading the comments, but you're on your way to your house. That's fine. So I'm sure that once we get these things done properly, the post-training experience will still be as good as we had expected from the beginning. So this is the much we can do today. Thank you very much for coming. Tomorrow, same time by 4 o'clock. The flyer is going to be shared this night or early tomorrow morning. Make sure you join, and then on Wednesday will be the last day. And I'm sure that all of these persons will give you an experience that you want to have. So thank you so much. I think this is all. Is there anything else we are missing? There is no question. There's no question. So thank you. And have a fruitful weekend. Thank you, Mrs. Blessing, for coming. Thank you, Miss Dorothy. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Have a very wonderful night rest. See you tomorrow. Bye.